Chasing this dream, chasing that, chasing this, juggling this, at the end of the day, doesn't mean shit. And it just wears us out, and we adopt that pessimistic. Gentlemen, what's going on? Have you ever been hit, metaphorically, hopefully not literally, but who knows in this day and age, square in the face with a bag full of shit? Life sucks and it hits you square in the jaw. What the hell? Where did that come from? What's the point? What's the meaning? I give up. We throw in the towel and we're like, I'm tired of this. We adopt that nihilistic, pessimistic view. We look at the world around us and it's in chaos, and there's a lot of ignorance, a lot of arrogance, a lot of ignorance mixed with arrogance, and we're like, what the hell's the point? We're stuck in this dark, desolate, hopeless place, a position we wouldn't even wish on our own worst enemy, even though we hate them. We wouldn't want anybody to be in that pit of despair. We find ourselves in that position quite often. You know, on a weekly basis, there's something that we encounter. Something didn't go right at work. It didn't go right in the relationship. Something just fell out of air into my lap that hit me with that bag full of shit syndrome. And we're left with the pessimistic, nihilistic view of everything's meaningless. I don't have any need for any of this. We look around in the chaos, look around in the ignorance and arrogance of all those around us, many times mixed with ignorance and arrogance. We see that in the current culture today, and it just adds more fuel to the fire of, I give up. Fuck it. There's nothing for me here in this space. And if we're honest, many of us have encountered that. Hell, we probably encountered that, the ebb and flow of that on a daily basis. Those moments of struggle. Those moments where we just don't know where the next money's going to come from. We don't know where the next hope's going to come from. We don't know where our next fucking is going to come from. And we feel stuck. We've been in that position where it's just pessimistic, nihilist, piss on the rest of the world. It means shit to me. But in order for us to actually stand upright and to actually begin to navigate this world with some form of direction, some form of meaning, I think we have to remove ourselves from that nihilistic view. In the simplest terms, nihilistic meaning meaningless. That's what it means. Everything's kind of meaningless. We have to find some form of meaning in order to be compelled to become the man that we can be and not be stuck in that bag of bullshit that everyone else surrenders to. We're men. We're not going to surrender to the bullshit. We're not going to surrender to the narratives and conditions that lead us to more bullshit. We're going to climb out of the pit of bullshit. And I like Nietzsche. Nietzsche, by many, is considered kind of a nihilist. But really, he's a realistic person. He says, okay, I see that everything can be meaningless, that everything has this superficial layer to it. But I want to see through that. And the only meaning there is that I am man, I create meaning. And he has this idea of the Ubermensch, this what could translate roughly in English to Superman, not the cape-flying man in space that's susceptible to kryptonite, but this overman, this man that overcomes self and the limitations that we impose on ourselves, the limitations of the environment around us. This Uberman, this badass man, if you will, is what I like to translate it into. He recognizes that life is meaningless because it's merely subjective. Each person gives meaning to their own morality, their own values, their own direction. One person desires the fastest, shiniest car. Another person desires power. Another person just desires to be kind of left alone and give me my couple acres of farming where I can grow vegetables and go to the farmer's market on Saturday. To each their own, they give themselves meaning. And to Nietzsche and his idea of the Ubermensch, this overman, this badass man that has the will to power, the power to overcome self, the power to overcome limitations. This is the ultimate man. This is the man that we all aspire to be because he is kind of the modern day Sigma, that lone wolf that stares into reality and sees through the superficialness and begins to construct his own life. That's what the hell it means to be man, to construct our own life. We see things for what they are. We're realist. Yes, nihilistic. Yeah, everything is meaningless. Too often we use nihilistic as some doomsday. I'm stacking up 1,000 gallons of water and 1,000 rolls of toilet paper and y'all can't have my shit. It's doomsday. We buy into that. But in the idea of Nietzsche, nihilistic means we just see through the facade. We see life for what it is, and then we recognize that we're the creators of our own destiny, and that's what it means to be man. We don't rely on anybody else's bullshit or their conditions or their rules or guidelines. We create our own life. That's what it means to be a man. That's the true essence and the power of what it means to be nihilistic. We see through the facade and recognize that everything is meaningless. But then we are the creators of our own destiny. And on that same note, I love Seneca. He correlates that with, he talks about being able to go to sleep at night with an unperverted mind. Not the perverted that you're thinking about, but actual this perverted with the noise and distractions of the superficialness of the world. How many of us are stuck up in our heads thinking about that bag of shit that landed on our porch or the bag of shit that's going to be there tomorrow, and we're caught up in that pervertedness. We're caught up in the noise and distractions of the world. We're trying to keep up with everybody else. We're trying to carry someone else's bag of shit because that's the arbitrary randomness that society has said is the standard for success. And we recognize that that's bullshit. But again, I think the majority of the people that do that, they just go into that doomsday, poor, pitiful me mentality. That's not us. To be able to go to sleep at night in true tranquility is to recognize that a lot of things are meaningless. They are superficial. But we remove ourselves from the noise and distractions and the bag of shit that everybody else is chasing so that we truly rest in our power. Like Nietzsche's Übermensch, the power to overcome self. Everything is meaningless except that we are the creators of meaning. If you're tired of the rat race, you're tired of pursuing the bullshit, you're tired of chasing that just because someone said that's what we're supposed to chase to be successful, the hell with that. We are men. We are that overman, badass, superman, Übermensch that Nietzsche talks about that's realist. We see life for what it is, but we recognize we're the creators of our own meaning. We are the molders of our own destiny. And when we recognize the bag of shit for what it is, but then we can also begin to create our own meaning outside of that bag of shit, that's when we can go to sleep at night like Seneca in true tranquility. Maybe we are a nihilist. We're all going to be encountered with that dark, desolate place because that's life. And if we haven't recognized that, then we're fools. Life will slap you in the face with a bag full of shit. We can lay down and say, oh God, it's over. Or we can recognize that's something that's going to empower us to be stronger, to be more alert, to be more aware, and to create something better than the bag of shit that everybody else is lying in, loving in. They almost need that bag of shit because they've been sold that lie for so long. We are men. It's time to overcome the doomsday mentality and to begin to create our own life. You want meaning? Then fucking create it. Love and respect, gentlemen. You guys will hear from me next episode.